Ooh, it's gonna be a windy day today, guys, so I may not have too much going on except for just bringing the fish in, because man, we're supposed to get massive gusts. This cool front came through with a ton of rain, and I'm up here on the big lake, and it is cold and nasty and a massive, you hear and feel that wind? Massive gusts are supposed to be coming through like 30 miles an hour, sustained 10 to 15, but I got a feeling the fish are going to be in looking for stuff. All right, let's get to it. Oh my gosh, guys, check this out. I gotta fish this. I've got the little hair jig on. I've never seen anything like this before. I mean, a couple times up in Iowa, you know, with some flooding. Ooh, I gotta fish this. Welcome back, fishing friends, to another adventure. All right, we had some torrential rain overnight. You can kind of see what it's doing here up on the big lake. Man, this is kind of cool. I'm gonna fish this little area here, see what I can get. Hey, if you're new to the channel, thanks for stopping by. Appreciate all the support. My name's Alan, and I'm usually fishing or making points of interest videos. So I've got this on the Mag 6.8 with 12-pound Sunline braid to 12-pound Sunline fluoro. Oh, I got one right there, guys. Right in there. Right out of the gate. What is this? It's a nice bass. Is it a spotted bass or a bass? Ooh. Oh my gosh, my knees. Check that out. Boy, he just popped it. Look at that. It's a gorgeous fish right there. All right, buddy. You ready? One of my friends, she giggles at me and laughs whenever I say, all right, buddy, to one of the fish when I let him go. Just imagine if she saw Jimmy Houston kissing the fish for a departure. All right, I'm gonna get back in there. I just gotta get my tweezers, my pliers out, because that was a little tough to get that guy out of there. But here it is. It's a hair jig I made doing my storytelling and jig tying series. And man, check that out. This thing's been catching crappie and bass. All right, let's get back in there. Okay, guys, if you ever see something like this, you gotta fish it. I'm using the hair jig, but you could probably use a little swim bait, all kinds of stuff. I don't want to get too close down in there, but I also got to watch out because it's Snag City. So we got deer tracks in here. We got possum tracks. All kinds of stuff. And this is coming straight out of the earth from all that rain. So the water level is definitely going to come up. Obviously, the question is, how much? I could probably throw a top water in there, smoke a few. So this looks kind of like a little, can either look like a crawfish or a minnow. I see one. I see one swimming along the bank there. He didn't go for it. Well, guys, that one got snagged out there. There's a ton of snags in here from logs and stuff. So I'm gonna throw this scrounger head with a, look at that little guy. That's a thin version sluggo, just to get something a little different in here. And plus that vibration. That's the cool thing with a washout, is you can find all kinds of lures and stuff. Let's take a look and see what we got here. Ugh. That's like food. Those little trout bites or whatever. So this is Scrounger Head from Lucky Strike Fish Lucky. Scrounger Head is probably my weakest technique because I don't throw it that much. Or maybe the Nico. The cool thing with the Sluggo is you let that thing sit on the bottom, and this isn't the normal standard size, and that tail will just undulate in that water. I'm about to cast over into Snagville. I gotta be careful here. It could have been a catfish, but I'm pretty sure it was a bass working that bank over there. I hadn't seen him since. The thing is, you got big heron and cormorants around here, and they know they gotta watch out. I think I see a lure down there. I've been running a jig, an old school living rubber orange and brown jig through here. Nothing doing. Looks just like a craw. That is a lure. Let me show you this thing first. Check that out. Got some Pro Cure on it. Just hopping and jigging it along. Look at that lure's been buried in there for who knows how many years. See if I can stand in here without getting dirty. Ooh. Oh yeah, check that out. It's kind of a double bladed little funny little minnow bait. Hey, I'll take it. Gotta keep my eyes peeled for some more. There's some more of that trout bait stuff. Alright, I think I'm gonna run the hybrid hunter through here just so I can get some work with it. It drops off pretty good out there, and that doesn't run too deep, and it's like a wide flat-sided I mean, I guess you put it in the crankbait category, but it has that unique bill on it. So we're gonna run that through there and keep my eyes peeled for some more lures. All right, guys, on the hybrid hunter. That's a good fish right here. Got this on the Lose Custom XP, and it's a tank of a fish on the hybrid hunter. Let's go. I gotta watch watch out here because it's so sketchy with this, with that water, with the sand. All right, check out this hog right here. Man, that's a good fish. I didn't swap the hooks out on it. Man, check out this pig right here. All right, there we go. One last look. Yeah, we'll get you in there. Terrible release, but I gotta watch my footing. There he goes. So they're just lurking in here where this outlet, where this water is flowing in. I literally thought I had a snag, and so I popped it twice, boom, 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 and then all of a sudden, choot, choot, choot. And that was all she wrote. All right, guys, so here's the Lew's Custom Max with 10-pound fluoro. On this one, I've got the Sunline. This is a TP2 from Lew's, and 6'8", and here I've got a Hybrid Hunter. I've been testing this, throwing it. I really like it, so check that out. It's a unique, it's like a flat-sided, wide flat-sided lure, and it's got a lot of good action. It kind of kicks out back and forth, so I really like fishing with it. Go to Strike King and get one. Stick with the big sizes. They have a junior, but I would stick with the big size. So we're gonna run this around where this little outflow is from all the rain we had. Man, it's crazy stuff, that's for sure. With this weather, I've never seen this here, but there was several inches of rain coming in. So I'm gonna work this area and run this guy through there. It's a pretty cool lure. So, did you see how the wind caught that? So how I fish this is I get it down there and then I kill it. I let it get down there, kill it. It's the knocking in there sounds real similar to a fat-free shad from Bomber. And the buoyancy is the key for this thing. There it is, right there. This is such a cool bait, guys, like I was saying, that it comes in like this instead of like that. There's some logs and things down there. I can feel it hit stuff, and that's when I kill it. You can kind of see how it comes through right there. It is fun to fish with. Man, guys, that was a fun catch right there. I'll have to incorporate that into a Hybrid Hunter review video. Kind of moved over here. I went ahead and found a spot where it was stable enough where I could cross. So this lure's a lot of fun to fish with. It has some unique characteristics about it. Not just that it's a wide flat-sided, but it runs straight across. It doesn't dig. So this thing will work great in grass and all kinds of different situations. God, look at that thing. It can get in there shallow too. See, it doesn't dig, so you don't have any issues with that. All right, guys, I'm gonna throw this Bomber 14A with a little flash on the tail. This thing looks really good in the water, and Just gonna work some spots that I've fished in the past. I know I've caught some. It's a good little search bait, but I've had so much luck with them, especially putting that little flash on there. You think it would affect the bite, but it doesn't, man. When they hit that thing, they hit that thing. Whew, that wind's got some bite. Still fishing this little drainage area. I kind of give it a rest and then I come back to it. Good in the water. That flash. Whew. Oh, that's not the cormorant. Might be the turtle. I've seen a turtle zipping around. What was that? Felt like a little snag. There's no telling what got washed down in there. Alright guys, on the Bomber 14A, right in this little runoff here, I got a good one. There he is, bank flip, let's go. Ooh, man, that's a nice fish right there. Oh man. Man, that's a good fish right there. Phew. Let me clean him up a little bit. Here he is. What did I say? The 14A was a 15A. There you go. There he goes. Zing. I've been catching so many on the 14A lately. That's what's stuck in my brain. Check that out. See, this one's got that little flash on the back. Didn't affect it at all. They'll hit it. If they're gonna hit it, they're gonna hit it. This one, I just killed it right in that mess in there. Bang! He was on it. Anyway, so the 15A. This little spot here is pretty good with this outflow. So it's not affecting the action of it, not having that back trouble. See how it flashes? And with these Gamakatsu short shank 2X hooks, it slows it up on the rise. Check that out. There it is right there. The Bomber 15A. And this thing, when I got it, was in bad shape. I cleaned it up a little bit. I did put one coat of clear coat on there just to protect it a little bit more. But man, this thing is a great lure to fish with. Right through here is where I got him. All right, there it is again, guys. Look at it. So it's got that inner flash chamber. And then I just put the little willow on the back end. And the key is always the paw, so they can get a good look at it. And then just crack it. I've tried all different kinds of stuff running through there too. I tried some bladed jigs, even a little square bill banging around down there. Nothing. It's still cold. I got my sleeves rolled up here, but it's still cold enough to where they're just a little lethargic. Oh, you see that swirl out there? I gotta get in there and see what the heck that was. There's big carp in here, gar, drum. Maybe you circle back to see where the lure went, because that's where I started. So I've tried different things, and I'm surprised the old school jig I was banging around down there, dragging through there, that nobody took that. That was right before I caught that big one. You just never know with fish. They can be really finicky. They can be really aggressive. I keep seeing them swimming up into the shallows there. And I think those are little, like young catfish. All right, boys, on the Ripplin Redfin, custom painted gold. Boy, he just cracked it into that same spot in there. It's a good one. Ooh, boy, he swiped at it and missed, it looked like, where that current rushing water was. Did you see that? Oh, easy. 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 Come on. There you go. There we go. Oh, my rod's down in there. Sheesh. All right. Check out this guy. This is like a 5-pounder all day long right there. Man, that's a good one. All right, guys, here he is. Take a look at, ooh, he's got like a, do you see down in there? He's got, it looks like a, oh, I can't get it out of there. He's got like a minnow in there. All right, there he goes. Off you go, buddy. Man, they're just liking that right in there where it's all swirled up in there. Ugh. So on this one, I got him on the Ripplin Redfin from Cotton There it is right there, custom painted with that little flash. All right, let's keep it going if I can get this untangled. All right guys, you didn't see it, but I had some people behind me that were out walking bird watching, and they were just in my ear. When I went over to, once I pulled him out, got him unhooked, he just swiped at it, and he did have the first set of hooks in his mouth. I could see when I got him up, and then he had it was like underneath him. But when I went over to take a picture with my phone, my other camera, they were like, sir, sir. I had to make sure they weren't behind me again. They were like, sir, sir. And I had to get the fish into the water. I didn't make eye contact with them. And then, you know, because it's winter time, you don't want to be goofing around with them too much. So I put them in there and then started talking about the lure. And I guess they went away. Because when I turn the camera back on, you know, the hack cam, they can see it. But I'm not out here to goof around with show and tell, you know what I mean? I want to show and tell for you guys, but not everybody else. Okay, so I learned something about this spot here. I got it hung up. So, where this water flows out of the ground is like primo spot. There it is. It's got like a little purple or kind of like a pinkish stripe down the side. With the gel coat, 2 coats, and then these hooks on here. This thing slowly sinks. I think it was already a suspending model. But this one was just a wreck of a lure. So I had to save it and put the gold on there. I just used a Sharpie to do the stripe on the back. And it's like pink or purple paint that I've got. It's got like a sparkle in there. That's hand painted. I don't do anything with the air gun or the airbrush air paint system anymore. I got rid of that thing to a friend of mine. But here, I'll show you what I did with the Sharpie. The eyes were fine, but the rest of them was just a wreck of a lure. See, I did that with the Sharpie. Put a dot there. You can kind of see it, but you can see if you add a little blade like that, it doesn't bother them. They're still gonna get it, but just that extra flash makes all the difference, I think. All right, guys, I got another one. This one's on the Rogue, Smithwick Rogue. Same spot. But he's digging in there. What on earth? You're gonna have to get out. There we go. Check that out, the Smithwick Rogue right there. Boy, he just popped it. All right, let's get him. Right in the top of the head there. Let's get this one first. There we go. Then we'll get this one. There we go. Check this guy out. Man, that's a nice fish right there. Whew. That's a good one. All right, guys. There he goes. He's got like a stain on him right there. Oh, he's got those weird sunspots. See on the back? On his back right there? Huh. All right. There you go, buddy. So. Oh, man. Oh. Dang it. Hard on the equipment, guys. Hard on the equipment. Okay, so this one, let me get this. On the spinning setup, I already showed this, but it's a Mags 6.8. I've got a Sunline 12-pound braid to a 12-pound fluoro leader. And I've got this on the Shimano Miravel. Here's what the lure looks like. Man, it's one of these recolors by Uncle Frank. Check that out. Man, that looks good. Just same thing. I kill it right in there and just let it hover, and bang, they get it. It's just patience. And that wind is crazy today. So I kill it right there, twitch, twitch. Slow cranks, twitch, twitch. See, there's a drop off. And this water's just cutting out more. Ooh. Dang, I thought I had him. There was a stickfish. Anyway, but so that it's cutting that out, and so they're coming in there looking for stuff to munch on. I just kill it right there and bang, there it is. This is like jerkbait heaven today. All right, guys, on the Bassmooch HC115, I think is what it. Ooh, we got a nice one. Same deal. I just killed it right in there. There we go. Man, that's a nice fish right there. Let's check him out. Let's get him over here a little bit. There we go, guys. Check him out. Not a bad fish right there. That's a nice fish. All right, there you go, buddy. Boy, those grippers he had in there were sharp. Whoo! Ooh. All right, there we go. That's it. The Bassmooch HC115. Check that out. Just smoked him right in there. Good stuff. There it is, guys. The Bassmooch HC115. Right there. Great color on this. Man, that's a great lure. Go check them out. Go over to Bassmooch. They got a bunch of cool stuff over there. And their sunscreen is pretty good too. I always get that for that compact size. It's good stuff. All right, let's keep fishing. All right, guys, that was fun. Yep, I'm sold on this. Let's get over here and change our angles. Yeah, see, this is coming straight out of the ground. We had so much rain last night, and the area needed it. Some of the big ones, like Rayburn, was down 10 feet. A couple of the other spots were down. So right here, it's cutting in, but there's a big drop off right out there. Guys, that was a lot of fun catching that on this HC115, this HC. I'm gonna have to put together a little review video on this jerkbait. Yeah, this thing's fun to fish with. No complaints from me. A couple more casts, then we're gonna switch to, man, I didn't throw any Ooh, I thought I had a hit there. We're gonna switch to some other stuff, some other little smaller crankbaits. Actually, I threw some square bills for a while. Man, I can't even remember what the heck I've thrown. Anyway, but we're gonna throw something. All right, let me get over there and start digging and see what I can come up with. All right, guys, so I got one of these bandit walleye shads, but with this one, I turned it into like a square bill. I shaved the bill down a little bit. I've got some other ones that run deeper, but there it is. Doesn't change the action, man. This thing is great. Walleye shad number 3. Yeah, they have different sizes. I like this size. But this thing, when I shave the bill down, it just bangs around down there. It may be a little too quick for the temperatures that we have, but all you gotta do is just kill it. And it's a cool lure right here. I need to throw this more often. Up in Iowa, I throw it, and it just gets wrecked by pike. And if it can handle pike bites, it can handle anything. The other thing is I also catch walleye on it. They got some great colors. Yeah, this thing zips around down there. Ooh, what was that? Let's run her along just off the ledge here. Ooh, that looks good. Yep, I gotta fish this more often. You know I had to throw the bomber flat A. Man, check that out. One of my all-time favorite baits. Look at that, you can cast it a country mile. People are already saying, oh, it's like throwing a potato chip. Nope, it casts just fine. Still working this little drainage area here. Thing has a perfect slow rise on it. And if you're not throwing a flat A, oh, square A too, a flat A, you don't have that in your arsenal, you've got to get some. To me, it's these dang cormorants. It's the closest thing to balsa in a plastic flat side that I've come across. I know other people would say, oh, you gotta try this, you gotta try that. The Fritz side is the other one. The Fritz side's probably a little bit more refined and finely tuned. But both of them are great. I'm just gonna kill it right there. Slowly coming up. Couple twitches. It drops off pretty good there. The depth does. That's where I've been catching them, right in here. Bang! Ooh. Did you hear that, guys? That was either a giant carp or a big bass. I'm thinking it's a carp, but... Alright guys, we're hooked up on a little bladed jig. Right in that same area. Ooh. Let's check it out and see what we got here. That's a decent bass, that's for sure. Oh man, check him out. Man, that's a nice fish. Boy, he just cracked it. You know, and I had run all kinds of stuff through there. Ooh. Man, check this one out. That's a gorgeous fish. I had run all kinds of different things through there. The flat A, a little shallow money badger. All right, buddy, you ready? There you go. Boom, off he goes. Man, that was fun. That was a fun bite right there. It was just whack, instant. Check out this weird little dude. It blinks pink. It's a dirty bomb. It's a little blade bait. I got it right in the middle, and I was just running it through. Sorry guys, I got to scratch my head. I was just running it right through there, and bang! Just smoked it. I'd been running other stuff through there. You guys saw me run the flat A, the bandit wall, all kinds of stuff. You just never know. The other thing is, fish are moving through here all the time. It's like a fish highway through here. That was fun. That was a fun bite. There you can kind of see it. That one, I wasn't doing... The first time I didn't do it on the yo-yo either, because it's shallow. I was like, yeah, what the heck, I'll just run it through there just to see what happens. And it was just boonk. I had one just whiff at it right there, because I was yo-yoing up and I felt kind of that whoosh, like it moved off to the side. How in the heck does a fish miss this? Oh, maybe I had it hung up funny in there. Anyway. Just like that, a couple of twitches to get a little bit of vibration, but it was pretty much straight cranking through. What was that? Something tried to take a sniff at it. Anyway, check them out, guys. I'm not really a... I mean, I throw blade baits. The ones I really like are my steel shads, but I don't mind trying new stuff. Didn't cast a country mile, that's for sure. See out there where it's like 15, 20 feet, I can do the traditional yo-yoing. All right, guys, I'm gonna wrap up the day with this hybrid hunter. Man, I fished all kinds of stuff. The flux gill, the little holiday shop lure that the kids had got me, and I got some other ones from Storm that look kind of like it. Fished that. Some square bills, some more jerk baits. But I like throwing this thing, man. This thing's nice. It's really buoyant, but man, the action of this thing, it doesn't, it acts like it's gonna blow out, but it doesn't. It'll go woo, woo. And it's just the design of it. Flat sides, green gizzard, and look at this thing in the water. I mean, it's just got great action on it. I've seen a couple crawdads coming in here, so I put my pole down there, and they were all just, well, he was waving his claws up at me. Trying to grab the lure and the tip of the rod, and then I don't know, he went back there somewhere. But with these big bass in here, man, he better take cover. So what they do is they burrow down into this mess. Oh, I thought I had one there. They burrow down into this, and then when something like this happens, an event like this, they'll come up. Because man, look at all the nutrients coming through here. We don't see it, but the smaller fish, like the mosquito fish and the shad and everything else, they see it and they start feeding in there, and of course all the bigger fish come cruising. One of those fish I had, he had something down in his throat. Looked like either a shad or just like a bluegill. But then when I lowered him down, it disappears down in there. That happened to me at the buffalo hole fishing that. I'd hold it up like this, I could see the tail in there, and then when I'd lower it down to try to get the pliers to dig it out, it would disappear down in them. Ooh, look at that, that was a moonraker of a cast. It's this crazy wind. Yeah, I've had a lot of fun out here today fishing. This is just pure luck. I never knew any of this would ever be like this here. Never seen it before, and I've been out here before when there's been rains, and I just never really noticed it. Maybe because we had so much rain. This was like super washout. There's your science class right there for erosion. Oh man. Anyway, yeah, pick up a couple of these hybrid hunters. There's different ones. I think there's the junior shallow. Some great colors. I could tell you what, up in Iowa, excuse me, the pike are gonna love this thing. And it's durable. It'll be able to handle a pike crushing it. Especially some of the spots where I fish where the pike come in shallow. Smallmouth will crush this thing too. Even though this is a big one, don't think they're not going to hit big stuff. They will. And I love the sound of this. It reminds me of a fat-free shad from Bomber. Here pretty soon I'll be digging those out. Well guys, thanks for hanging out with me today. Had a lot of fun out here testing different stuff. seeing this unusual situation here. It's pretty cool. It looks like the water's slowed down. It's not rushing out like as much as it was. All right, thanks for hanging out with me, and until next time, I'll see you then. Hey, get out there and have some fun. And now's the time to get out there for, if you're in the south, pre-spawn, spawns. Some places the fish already spawned. But get out there and just have a blast, you know? All right, till next time, I'll see you then. Bye-bye. Now get out there and get your lures wet.